I'm struck, Marco, that you speak so comfortably about this stuff in your life. Not a lot of people go on YouTube live and start.
Wait, is this live? I'm just kidding.
Start talking about.
Why are these cameras here?
Start talking about. I was addicted to pornography and masturbation, homosexual stuff. There's a peace about you. There's you are at peace with yourself. I think I know the answer to the question, but how did you find that peace about yourself that you can talk about this so openly?
I really feel a call from the Lord to be a mouthpiece for transformation, So it's not always easy. Like I've had moments where I've spoken at a seminary or at a focus conference and I have felt like exposed and slightly shameful, So I know that the enemy can certainly get in. But I just have this image as I talk, like I could just kind of lean back on the Lord's chest in a way. You know what I mean? Just kind of like, okay, I know I'm just convinced of this, that this is what Jesus does. I'm no one special. I get it. I'm special and stuff, but I know what you mean. Like Jesus just does this for persons, and I'm convicted of spreading that message. So I don't know.
I remember the other night when I introduced the course, when I said, the journey here is reversing that shame. And I said, I was afraid because I was naked, so I hid myself. Must become, I was at peace because I knew he loved me. As I am, so I exposed myself. Like I'm sitting across the table from you and I'm thinking, that's what I'm witnessing right here.
Wow.
That you gained a peace because you knew you were loved, not because you had some great performance record, but you knew you were loved in your brokenness.
Yeah.
And that enabled you to expose yourself and be loved there.
Yeah.
Am I right about that? Isn't that what I'm sitting across from that witness right now?
I mean, I think too, what comes to mind is, thank you for that. You're amazing. Thank you.
So are you, Marco.
That the Lord has given a lot. He's given a lot for me. And I still struggle with same-sex stuff. We can talk about that more.
Yeah.
What does that look like to be transformed?
Yeah.
Is it okay to struggle? What do you do when you struggle?
Yeah.
And you're transformed and changed by Jesus' power, like all of that. But life with Jesus is just so much better. Like it's not that hard with the Lord. I just remember the misery I was in living this duplicitous stuff. And then put it on the seminary thing. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's complicated stuff. I'm not saying life is always easy.
Yeah.
But with the Lord, I'm like, thank you, Jesus. I'm a happy man. I don't like Monday mornings. I probably say too many cuss words. I mean, like there are some things, but overall I'm a happy man. And it's because of Jesus. Like Jesus, he's too good, Christopher.
Yeah, I think this is a very important point. Just your admission that there's still struggle. I mean, it's the way it is for everybody.
Yeah.
I get a little bitter about that line in Amazing Grace. I love the song, but I once was blind, but now I see. Wouldn't it be more honest to say I once was blind and now I see a little bit more?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that more real? It's more
totally.
It's not like I was this, now I'm 100% healed.
Yeah.
I think we set people up for real disillusionment if we preach a gospel. It's kind of a utopian gospel.
Right.
The call is take up your cross every day and follow me.
Yeah.
And I know I've had this false expectation in my own life of there's this, I should arrive at perfection. And well, there's a sense that that's true, but it ain't in this life.
Yeah.
Right? The arrival is the next life.
Yeah.
There is a promised land in which the struggle will cease.
Yeah.
There is a promised land in which we will be fully redeemed.
Right.
where we will be fully restored to the purity of our origins.
Yes.
But that promised land is not here. Here we are on a pilgrimage.
Right.
And what you're saying and what I'm saying is that we can go on that pilgrimage. That pilgrimage is real.
Yeah.
Real progress can be made. But we can never say I've arrived in this life.
Right.
So how does that work it out day to day? How are you working that out day to day in your life?
Yeah. I mean, so just to kind of this is what in the whole line of the story, when I encountered Desert Stream, and this gets to your question, when I encountered Desert Stream, I had taken a year off. I had postponed diaconate ordination. I was pretty pure. Like I was working the 12-step program. I was known. I was free from habitual sin, but I still believe I was still unchaste, in that I just thought I was inherently gay. Honestly, I couldn't.
That's the message of the world today.
That was the message of the world, and that was honestly the kind of witness of some sort of stronghold still operative in me at this point. And when I went to Desert Stream this week, this sexual integration and redemption
course.
What
year?
This was 2018, November of 2018. Jesus honestly broke the domination of homosexuality in my life. And it was through the words of witnesses. I had never witnessed anybody actually speak of Jesus' power to break low ceilings. Never. It was always a message of, you got to struggle, good luck, find good friends, maybe you'll become a saint, and we need that saint today, so maybe that'll be you, and good luck. It was so underwhelming. The Catholic witness was so underwhelming, and that's not to blame the whole church, but there was something missing. And what I found in Desert Stream through Andrew's witness was, oh my gosh, there's still a low ceiling over me. And the Lord, honest to God, shattered that. So I don't believe I'm dominated by that anymore. Do I still struggle residually? Of course. This is deep stuff, you know? But I think through the help of Desert Stream, through the help of Living Waters, through the help of good, boundary, confidential group work, I stay clear. I do Living Waters because I need it.
Right.
You know, it wasn't at my church. So then, you know what I did? I started a group.
Yeah.
It's like you start one. I start one. I gather with persons now, and we walk together. And there's a heterogeneity to the group. It's not just same-sex people. It's people who struggle with all various starting points.
I want to speak into that because I went to Living Waters training in 2011, I believe it was. It was a transformative experience for me.
Was this Kansas City?
Kansas City, yep.
Cool.
And I had known Andrew. Andrew Comiskey and I first met in 1998, and I handed him a copy of the Theology of the Body. And by the way, we have a long conversation with Andrew Comiskey on this channel too. Thomas, can we put the link to that in the description? Yeah, we'll put that link in the description if you want to see my conversation with Andrew Comiskey. So I met him in 98. I handed him a copy of the Theology of the Body, and I learned, and that's when he was evangelical. And I learned a few years later, somebody gave me a CD and said, listen to this evangelical guy talking about John Paul II's Theology of the Body. I was like, oh my gosh, he read it.
That's awesome.
And and that ended up being part of his journey into the Catholic Church.
Right.
So I've known Andrew a long time, and I've always honored and respected what he does. And I finally had the opportunity to go to one of these week trainings myself with Living Waters. And I'll tell you, the first time we met in our small group during that week, and that's a big part of what you guys do. It's not just a teaching, but you have this beautiful teaching, but then there's the working it out with others in a small group, all with a leader who sets up the proper boundaries. And that's one of the things I love about what you guys do. There's the proper boundaries set in place to enable us, those who are part of it, to go really deep into the stuff we really need to look at. Yeah. And I was part of this small group, maybe 6 guys, 4 of which their main struggle was same-sex attraction.
Wow.
And while I can relate to that struggle, it hasn't been my overarching struggle.
Sure.
And I wondered, how's this going to go? Because I came in thinking we're kind of different. But as the week unfolded and we really got into our stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, we're just, all of us are just struggling with the same question, what does it mean to be a man?
Exactly. Yes.
That's the common denominator here.
Right.
And it might have different manifestations,
Yes.
but it's the same struggle.
Right.
I got so close to those guys.
Wow.
And their struggles illuminated some of my own struggles, and my struggles illuminated some of their struggles. Every man in a broken world is asking the question, what does it mean to be a man?
Yeah.
Every woman in a broken world is asking the question, what does it mean to be a woman? The good news of the gospel is that God sent his son, a male child, born of a woman, to reveal through this man and through this woman what it means to be a man and what it means to be a woman.